Hi and welcome, my name's Denny from Hastings Kickboxing Academy.
And I'm Jenny Fry.
Firstly, I'd like to thank you for clicking on the link and coming through to this page, and we'd like to welcome you to HKA. So this video demonstration is a nice little intro into the complete beginners of kickboxing, the basic stance, basic punching and a little bit of padding, completely for free for you to watch at your own leisure. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing you need to do as a kickboxer, you need to stand in a stance. And a stance is how we stand as a fighter. Now, as a rule, if you're right-handed, then you put your right hand and your right leg towards the back. So your weak arm and your weak leg is at the front. So if you're right-handed, your right hand goes at the back. And if you're left-handed, your left hand goes to the back. So, again. But if you're not sure, it really doesn't matter, guys, okay? So just, you want to stand whichever way you feel comfortable. And if you're not sure, have a practice on both sides. And then as you get better and better, we can work out for you which one is best. If you're not sure of left and right, just go like that. That's an L, that's your left, that's your right. So, Jenny's standing in her left stance. So if I stand side on and Jenny faces the camera, you can see legs are shoulder width apart, both sideways and forward and back. Hands are up by the face and elbows are in. So a lot of the time we'll say, put your hands up. So put your hands up by your face and make sure your elbows aren't sticking out too far.
And soft knees.
Yep, so nice and soft on the knees, okay? So that is your basic left stance. So if I said to Jenny, switch, she would switch to her right stance and switch back to her left stance. Perfect. So, again, if you want to join in and walk through it with us, you can. If you want to sit down with a cup of tea or a glass of water, you can. So, that's your stance and this is your guard. We're going to move straight onto a punch. So if Jenny holds out her jab, so Jenny's jab is her front hand, which is her weak hand. So if I go side on, you can see. Hopefully Jenny's got a guard up. Yes, she has, which is good. So we throw the jab out. Knuckles on top, wrist straight, arm straight. Your thumb is tucked underneath the fingers, not inside. Like so. Do not do that, okay? Why do we do that? We'll not do that, Jen.
So we don't break our thumbs.
So we don't break our thumbs. So, thumbs on the outside, underneath. Knuckles on top, wrist straight, elbow nice and straight. Other hand is up and elbows in. That's your jab. Once you've thrown your jab, you're going to bring it back to your head to protect your face. Because let's be honest, you've just hit them, they're probably going to want to hit you back. So you want to make sure that you've got your guard up. So a cross is the other arm. Bang. So again, you throw your cross out, knuckles on top, wrist straight, exactly the same as the jab, and back to your head. Now the way to remember is the jab comes off the front, the cross is your crossing side. So your left leg is forward, but your right arm is punching. Okay, back to your stance. So we'll just show you a jab cross really quickly. 1, two, 3. So if you was left-handed, or if you wanted to try the other side, swap round. So your right leg is forward and your right hand is forward. Now your right hand is your jab, and your left hand is your cross. And back to your stance, okay? So let's do a couple. 1, 2, 3, and back to your left stance. And this is the complete basic, guys. We're just showing you your left and rights, your hands, your leg, your stance, your guard, and a few bits and pieces as we go through this video. So a left uppercut, exactly the same. You drop your hands down to the side, it lifts up towards their chin, your wrist stays straight. This time the knuckles are in front because you want to be hitting here, hopefully towards their chin. Once you've hit the target, you want to come back to your head as quickly as possible because again, you've just hit them, they're probably going to hit you back. Again, left uppercut, right uppercut. So left and right's the same, kind of style punch, just from the front or the rear. So they're your uppercuts. Then we've got a left hook, round to the side, and again, make sure this wrist stays straight. Really important you keep that straight. Some people hook this way, and some people hook that way. There is no right or wrong. I personally do it that way. Most people do it that way. I find I get a bit more power. But that's self-preference. And as you get better and better, we'll be able to work that out for you. So, same as the uppercut, you have a left hook, followed by a right hook. Okay, and then back to your stance. So whenever you punch or kick, just make sure you go 1, 2, back to your head. If we go jab, cross, and back to your head. Okay, so they're the first 4 punches. Jab, cross, uppercut, and hook. Really simple, really basic. Okay?
Do they need to know how to breathe?
Yeah, we're going to cover that really quickly. So you might have noticed that we're making that noise. We're going shh. There's many reasons for this, but the basic reasons are try and hold your breath and go for a run. See how far you would get before you run out of air. Okay? When you're fighting, to start with, when you're kickboxing, a lot of people hold their breath because they don't know what to do. So they'll go like this. Okay? So it's a way to regulate your breathing. 1. It also stops you from biting your lips, because the other thing people do is when they're thinking, they bite their tongue or their lips, so they go like this. So we have a lot of kids start HK, don't they?
Yeah.
And the first thing they do is they'll go like this. Or like that.
Or some of them stick their tongue out when they're
Yeah, that's exactly what I've just done. Like that. You couldn't see that. But if you throw a jab with your tongue out and they throw a front kick to your face, you're going to lose your tongue. So if you go like that, your tongue stays in your mouth and you don't bite lips. So it's perfect. Now, moving on, slightly more advanced. If I throw a jab to Jenny's face and she throws a front kick at the same time, she's going to hit me. So by breathing out, I can tense my stomach and make sure my core's nice and tight. So if I'm not very tight, if I try and relax a little bit, she'll push the air out of my lungs. Okay, so move back just a fraction. Perfect. So I throw my jab, Jenny throws a front kick. So if she wants to kick me harder, and again, so I can tense my stomach, make sure my core's tight and it won't wind me. Slightly more advanced, if you're watching this, then you're probably a beginner, so don't get your husband or wife or brother or sister to just start kicking you in the stomach, thinking, look what I've just learned, okay? But that's why we breathe, to condition, and tighten up the core.
Tighten up the core,
okay.
perfect.
But it also helps you regulate your breathing and stops you biting your lips or your tongue. So that's why we breathe. Cool. So, a little bit of movement. So we're going to show you how to move forward and backwards nice and quickly. So, left stance, Jenny's going to shuffle forward and shuffle back. And again, if I shuffle forward, side on, go forward and back. And forwards and back. So, if we just look at Jenny's feet, if she moves her left leg, say 3 or 4 inches, she's going to move her right leg 3 or 4 inches. If she moves it a foot, she'll move the rear a foot. And then she goes backwards, she'll do the same. Okay? So whichever direction you move, at whatever space, you use the same on both legs.
Same distance always.
Same distance. That's the word I was looking for, distance. Okay. Now, if Jenny wants to go that way, then her closest leg is her left, so she'll use her left leg first and her right leg second. If she wants to go that way, she's going to use her right leg and then her left leg. Forwards, left and right, backwards, right to left. So whichever leg is closest to whichever direction you want to go is the leg that goes first. If you move it an inch, both legs move an inch. A foot, a foot. Perfect, okay? So I hope that makes sense. So that's what we call shuffling. Now we're going to show you just a little bit on the pads as well, okay? So Jenny's going to put some gloves on. Actually, let's do it without pads very quickly. So again, if you're watching this, you probably haven't got kit. So, if we face each other, if Jenny throws a jab, to pad her, I'm going to throw my left hand up and go back. You notice we're not touching yet, and right. So you can do what we would call air pads. So I wouldn't want Jenny punching my hands as hard as she can without having focus pads. So if you're watching this, you might not have focus pads. So we go jab, cross. And then we can shuffle a little bit, and then we can go jab, cross. So we go left to left, right to right, pretty much 90% of the time until you become an advanced. So we can go uppercut, right to right, uppercut, left to left, left to left, and right to right. So when you're holding pads, I'll show you without the pads on. Left, right, left uppercut at my chin level, or their chin level, uppercut, hook, hook. Okay, so there's slightly different angles to hold. Jab crosses, uppercuts, and hooks. Okay? So if you haven't got pads, you can do it nice and lightly if you want to, depending on who you're working with. Jab, cross. So you can do no touch whatsoever. If we get a little bit closer, jab cross. You can hit me. And again, and an uppercut, and a cross. Perfect. So you don't have to go hard, it's just getting it right. But if you have got gloves, or if your partner doesn't mind you going slightly harder, or you could use pillows from the front row.
I would go nice and slow to begin with, because get that technique perfect before you start thinking about adding any power.
Definitely. So what we don't want to see is this, if Jenny goes mental, like that, and her hands are wailing about and she has no guidance stance. So neat and tidy is definitely the way to test. Start for us. Jenny put some gloves on, and I'll put on my focus pads. So again, you might not have these. If you have, amazing. If you haven't, you can buy them from pretty much anywhere. We do sell them online at HKA, but you can get them from anywhere you want. But this is what padding looks like once you've learned a little bit. So stance, guard, jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut. And again, notice I'm not doing this, uppercut. So I'm not trying to hit Jenny's hands, jab, cross. Because she doesn't know whether to hit the pad there or there. She's not going to know her timing. So my pads come up for a jab cross. She hits them and then I'll put them back down. And again, lots of people do different pads a million different ways. So this is how we do it at HK8. So jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, hook. And then once you've got the hang of this, you're going to want to add a little bit of movement. So we shuffle a little bit, nice and slowly. Uppercut, uppercut. And we shuffle around a bit more. And we're not walking, so Jenny doesn't walk towards me. So move back, that's it. Yeah, because if she was to get hit, walk forwards, that's it. If she gets hit there, she's going to have no guard and no stance. Okay, and she'll fall over.
No balance, yeah.
No balance. So, jab, cross, and a little bit of shuffling. Uppercut, uppercut, cross. And again, just a bit more movement. Because again, in a fight, if someone hits you, I guarantee you won't stand still, and I guarantee you they won't stand still. So once you've got the hang of the pads, we want a bit of movement, So jab, cross, and move a bit more, jab, cross, and then we get on our toes. One, two, one and roll. We haven't done that, have we? Uppercut, cross, two, and relax. Nice. So as you can see, once you start getting the hang of it, you can start speeding up, a bit more power, a bit more movement, a bit more skill, and so on and so on. So we're going to hold the glove out just to show you. So there's your jab. There's your cross. And if you notice, I'm holding them as close to my head as I possibly can without getting punched in the face. So I'm not doing that in front of my face, but I'm not going jab, cross. So Jenny wants these as realistic as possible to my face as possible. So if she throws a jab, in reality, she's going to be hitting me there. So what I don't want to do is hold the pads there. I want to go one, one. So they're just to the side of my face, they're slightly in front. Once I get the hang of it, again, you notice for an uppercut, it's right on the jawline, right in front of my face. So I'm not going like this. Okay, and this happens all the time with beginners, which is completely understandable because they'll go like this, uppercuts! Yeah. And it's like, what, am I fighting two different people? Which is a bit unfair. Okay, so when you're holding pads, again, just a little bit of help with the pads, nice and close to your head, realistic heights. Again, don't do this, she's not going to fight someone 7 foot tall, hopefully not anyway. Shot. And there we go. So you can see Jenny's breathing constantly, she's going back to her stance constantly. And so on.
Yeah.
So that's basic pads, how to hold them, where to hold them, why not to move them. We've got our stance, we've got our guard, we've got a little bit of shuffling, a little bit of movement, we've got our basic jab, cross, uppercut and hook. Fantastic.
So if you're a bit wary about before you even join the class, you can do this little video before you come in and you know the basics. But if you don't do the video, honestly, feel free to just come along and then we'll teach you the basics.
Definitely. Yeah, fantastic. We do also have a 6-part beginners course that you can get, and we do also have a much deeper 28-part beginners course, which explains so much more. So, but this is just a little freebie, us giving to you, so you can get to meet us, see what we're like, how we teach. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope this helps, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye.